All right, let's look at this one. We're on page 20. So a few days, or yesterday, we looked at this kind of question. And we said there were two ways to think about these kind of questions. And at that time, this was not a less than sign. At that time, that was an equal sign, right? And then we said there were two ways to look at this. One way is you can think of this as a function of itself. So we could think of it as a y equals to absolute value x minus 4. And then on the other side, we can think of it as a y equals 8. And basically, at that time, the question was an equal sign. So we're just saying, where do the two functions actually cross each other? Do you guys remember that from yesterday? Yeah. Okay, now today we're going to look at inequality. So inequality is not just where they cross. When they cross, there's usually just 1 point, 2 point, or 3 points. This is looking at inequality, so where is it less than? That means we're going to have a lot of numbers, not just specific points where they cross. So let's look at this graphically first. So we have two functions. One is a absolute value x minus 4, and hopefully you still remember transformation from last year. X minus 4 means we're moving to the right 4. And then we have this absolute value graph. So let's label this as y equals absolute value x minus 4. And then my other function is a y equals 8. So let's say that y equals 8 is here. Okay, so yesterday when the question was an equal to question, meaning when is the absolute value equal to 8, the answer would be these 2 points, right, where they intersect. Now today the question is different. The question is, where is it less than? Where is it less than means, where is my graph lower than the 8 line? Okay, you see how they're intersecting, right? You have like a triangle with a line. So the question is, where is this triangle lower than the line? So if you cannot see it, I'm going to help you divide this into 3 regions. This is region 1, region 2, region 3, and these regions are cut by that green line. Can you guys see that? So region 1's here, region 2 is here, and then region 3 is here. So the question is, where is my absolute value graph below the green line? 1, 2, or 3? 2, right? It's pretty obvious, right? That this absolute value graph is lower than the green line at that region or in that region. So the answer is everything in that region, the interval in that region. What about 1 and 3? Is that when the graph is lower or higher than 8? Higher, right? So then that would be a different question. That would be an absolute value x minus 4 greater than 8 question. Okay? Okay. All right, so that's kind of graphically. Let's solve it algebraically, and then we're going to come back to the graph and see that they're actually talking about the same answer. Okay, so let's solve this algebraically. Okay, you still remember from last year in Algebra 2, when you solve a absolute value inequality, you split it again to positive and negative. The positive is going to be exactly the same question, but without the absolute value signs. And the other one, you're going to change that to a negative 8, but also switch the inequality sign. And then you solve. X equals to 12, and then x is equal to minus 4. Okay, so that's where they intersect, but I'm sorry, there's not equal to. So keep the sign. So that's less than, and that's greater than. So back to our graph. On my graph, I know this point has to be negative 4. Now that I solved it, I know what those x values are. So looking at this answer, the x values that would make this work, this inequality work, is that when x is less than 12 and when x is greater than -4. That means it's the region between -4 and 12, which is exactly what we saw on the graph. Are you guys good? Yeah? Okay, so now the last question is, how do you write your answer instead of inequality sign? How do you write this answer in interval notation? Someone want to volunteer? Blake?
Parentheses, -4, comma 12, parentheses.
Good. So that's how you write it. Let's look at it, the exact same problem, except this time we're going to switch that sign. Instead of a less than, we're going to make it greater than. So it's the exact same graph, but now we're looking at which part of the absolute value graph is above the line equal to 8. So which intervals will this graph be above y equals 8? 1, 2, or 3? Huh? 1 only? 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Okay, 1 and 3 are both above, 2 is below. So how do you write 1 and 3, those two intervals in interval notation? How do you write 1 in interval notation? Let's see. Sally, do you know? No? Okay, how do you write this part? Oh, this part. What's that? No, we're going to start from the very left to that point. Yeah, negative infinity to -4. Yeah, negative infinity to -4. Negative infinity to -4. Do I include -4? No. Because there's no equal sign on the question. But thank you for volunteering. I like hearing your voice. There's no equal sign, so then we don't include it. All right, next region. The right hand side, number 3. Yeah? 12 to infinity. Do we include 12? No. Now Jennifer got it. No. No, we don't include 12 to infinity. Because the question is just a greater than, there's no equal to, so we don't make it equal on the answer. Like if you were to solve it, you would say x less than -4 and then x greater than 12. Right? So you're actually not including the endpoints. Okay? Okay. People are tired and bored at the same time. Okay, let's try solving this, and then I'm going to show you how to use your graphing calculator as well. This is actually factorable, right? So can you figure out where it crosses the x-axis? Yes, by factoring, right? So if you were to factor this, what would you get? Ooh, -3 and 4?
Wait, you meant the point?
Factor.
X plus 3 and x minus 4.
Okay, x plus 3, x minus 4. So basically this is going to be a graph where the intercepts are at -3 and +4. Okay, what kind of graph is this looking at the degrees? Parabola, right? Is this parabola going to point up or down? Up, because it's positive. So we know the graph will look like this, for sure. The question is, which part of this graph is above 0? What does above 0 mean? 0 is which axis? X-axis. So the question is, where is this graph above the x-axis? So this is kind of like a magic eye, I guess, in a way. So if you cannot see it, what you can do is just like cover the bottom half of the graph. Here. So if you are having a lot of trouble seeing these things, what you can do is when you draw the graph, if the question says, where is it? It says above the x-axis. You just cover the bottom half and then you ask yourself, where is this graph above? Well, it's going to be above here and above here. Okay? So then how would you write the interval, those two intervals? Okay, negative infinity, so basically we have this interval here, we have this interval here. So negative infinity, comma negative 3, do we include negative 3? No. And then? 4 to infinity. Now, if you write your answer like this, it's totally fine. Usually people put a u in the middle. That means union. So basically, you're saying this interval and that interval together. So please don't be alarmed if you see a u. You're like, what is that? That's what it means. This one and that one together. Okay? All right. Let's have you graph it and do the same thing. So this one we kind of did it without even using graphing calculator, which you really don't have to. But let's graph it and know how to use our graphing calculator to solve the same thing. Because later on there are going to be things where you cannot actually factor, then you have to use your graphing calculator to solve these. Anyways, so type in x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, once you graph it, you're going to see, your graph without all those shading. So then you're going to do exactly the same thing. Ask yourself, where is this graph above the x-axis? And if you cannot figure out what those 2 points are, what are you going to do? It's like food coma. Like I look all around and everyone's like, so down. Huh? Yeah, find a 0 using your calculator. These are nice integer numbers, so we don't really need to do that. But in the case that it's not, then we need to figure out the zeros. Okay, before everyone falls asleep, let's have you try number two. In this question, you are looking at where this graph is less than or equal to 20. If you graph it as it is, you will have to graph two things, right? You have to graph this function and y equals 20. What's another way to make this question a little bit easier to see? Okay, as it is, you will have to graph this one and this one. And then you're saying, where is this graph below y equals 20? What's another way so that we can change it? So yes, so we want to change it. So we're basically always going to change it so that it equals 0 or less than or equal to 0 or something with a 0 on the other side. That way we only look at the x-axis and we don't have to look at anything else. Okay, go ahead and solve that one. Let me know when you're done finding the intervals. Okay, so if we look at this graph, it looks like this. So pretty much the exact same thing as the first graph. Now the question is, where is this graph below the x-axis? That is this part. So then the question is, how do you even write that interval? That interval is between -4 to 2.5. And we include it because there is an equal sign. Okay? Should we do some practice? Let's do some practice. Okay, let's try this. Can everyone take out your whiteboard? So I'm going to show you a random graph. You're going to tell me the interval that fits my description. I'm going to give you a random graph. You're going to write the interval that works on your whiteboard. You don't have to draw anything, okay? All right, so this is all random, like I just made it up. Okay, let's say this is -1. Let's say this is 2. I want where this graph is above 0? Where is this above 0? Where is this graph above 0? Write that interval. No. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Where is it above 0? No. Above 0. Yes. Yes. Okay, interval notation, please. And that's not a 1. That's a negative 1. Yes. Yes. Why are you blocking part of your answer? Oh, okay. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, right, interval notation. Interval notation. Yes. Andy and Evan, are you guys okay? No. Yes. That's only part of the answer. Yes. Okay, which part? Yeah. It's yes. Yes, but you wrote it wrong. Like you switched the two numbers. Okay, so which part is above 0 or x-axis? That's this part and this part. You see how those two graphs are actually above? So then you would write this as a negative infinity to negative 1, and then from 2 to infinity. Okay? All right, let's try another one. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Negative 3, 5. Where is this? Less than equal to 0. Less than equal to 0. Interval notation. No. No. You can talk to your partner if you want, just so that you have more brains to think about this. No. Yes.
What is the other?
No, you're very close, but check your sign. Yes, that's right. Yes.
There's one is negative.
Very close. Remember, I have an equal to. Yes. 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 Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes, but you need to switch. Yes. Yes. Yes, but infinity we put a parentheses. Okay. No, yours is like overlapping everywhere. Bracket parentheses. Yes. Okay, so now we are looking at this part, and there is a equal to on there, so that's negative infinity to negative 3 include, and then phi to infinity. Okay? Question, ask me.
Oh, right there. I thought it was inside.
You thought it was inside. So you're asking, basically the question is asking, where is this graph below the x-axis? Below the x-axis. So maybe what you want to do is just like cover the top and say like which part is actually below. Okay, next one. Ooh, I'm running out of room. Okay, let's give you a more tricky one. Tricky ones are fun. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
Did Sally just laugh? 0, 2, negative 3. Above 0. Where is it above 0? Where is it above 0? Cover the bottom if you're having a lot of trouble. Just cover the bottom because we're looking at where is it above the x-axis. So we don't care about anything that's on the bottom. So which interval is above? Okay, good. Good. Oh, one more. Good. 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 Yes, good. You're so unsure. One of them is right. That's right. Good. Too many intervals. Jennifer, you wrote all 4 out. No. That's right. Yes.
Where?
No.
Zero?
Hmm?
Wait, why would you include 0 in the notation? Because I'm just want to write number greater than 0. Why is 0 included?
Because after 0 it goes down. So that's not above anymore.
I thought it was asking
Yeah.
greater than 0.
Right, greater than 0 is only greater than the x-axis, not the value 0.
If it's greater than 0, it means you have to look above,
Yes.
and then less than means below.
Yes. Correct.
For anything.
Okay, that is -3 to 0 and then 2 to infinity. Okay? Okay, I think I'm getting more people to understand this, so that's good. Let's try a few more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
make like 4.
Now we're upping up the level. Oh no, that's not fun anymore. Let's do something more fun than that.
Like 5. Like
Just because you're doing like sine.
I know. No. That's not fun.
But you don't think sine cosine factors?
Oh, that means you have to look above.
Yes.
Wouldn't it just be
Yeah, good. Yes.
Oh wait.
Yes, 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 yes. Good. You guys are getting it. Where is this above the x-axis? Everything. Everything is all real numbers, or you put negative infinity to infinity. Both of them are the same. Okay. Now let's do a even trickier one. That was like tricky, but not so tricky.
It's gonna make like a lot.
No, that's not the fun ones. Ooh, so tricky. This is so tricky. Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Like this means it's equal, right?
Yeah.
So you have to look above.
Yes. No. Yes. No, that's not right. Yes. Hey, Blake is like really getting it today. Yes.
Wait, is it all real numbers?
Yes. Yes.
Since this part.
No. Yes. Yes.
Wait, what's the point of just this number?
There is a solution.
There is?
Yes.
Yeah, because it says 2.
2 0 is good. No. Yes. What? The question is, where is it? Yeah. Where is it above or equal to 0?
Yeah.
There is nothing
it's
above,
2.
but there is a number that's equal
Yeah,
to.
right there.
So the answer is just 2.
That's such a
Oh, wait, can I do 2 0? Is that fine? 2 0.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That was way too cheap.
How are you guys doing? Much better?
Yeah, that scared me.
Okay, just one last one.
Oh no.
One last one. But you guys are so good, so I don't even think you guys need this. Anyways, 4. Less than equal to 0. All right, let's see. Yes, no, yes, 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 yes. No. Oh, yeah, no. Yes, yes. Sally, you're good. I saw it. Okay, this part. So that is 4 to infinity. Good? Michaela's just trying to tune her eyes. You're not seeing this. Okay, let's go back to the notes and let's just try some more. 3 and 4. Please work with your partner. These you do need to use your graphing calculator to find the roots. Okay, number 3 is negative infinity to 0.268. And then, 3.732 to infinity. And then number 4 is negative 1.618 to negative 1. And then 0.618 to infinity. Okay, let's go on to the next page. So I'm going to skip the algebraic ones because I know you guys know how to solve it. So we're gonna skip this part. You know how to solve this. Let's try to do this graphically again. We don't have a lot of time. Let's see. Let's have you try number 3. Okay, let me give you the answer so you can go home and check. Those of you who did the 5 and 6, 5 is no solution. 6 is negative infinity to 0. 1 to infinity.